when I first saw it.
Mary J Blige has been involved in Diddy scandals, and as this drama seems to be reaching a whole new level of insanity, she made the decision to reveal some serious revelations about Diddy that would finally confirm our long-standing suspicions. For decades, fans have conjectured about the true nature of Mary's relationship with Diddy. And today, we finally got to know each other better. We're delving deeply into her recent disclosures, but before we can comprehend these fresh accusations, we must provide a thorough analysis of all the accusations and disputes related to Diddy's case. Shan, also known as Did, is presently facing several legal charges, including allegations of misbehavior, trafficking, and racketeering. Earlier this year, 120 people were implicated in claims that Diddy was involved in a number of exploitative acts that originated as far back as the Guarth. Before she met Diddy, Cassie Ventura was a very courageous woman who worked as a singer and dancer in various clubs and parties in the early 2000s. In 2004, she released a song called Me and You, which became an immediate hit in many clubs around the world. Victims of the 1990s, both men and women, claim that they were drugged at parties and auditions and forced into sexual activities. Some of the allegations even involve minors with accusations of exploitation for career opportunities. Diddy originally learned about Cassie at one of these clubs, fell in love with her, and demanded to see her right away before offering her a recording deal with his company, Bad Boy Records. Cassie was overjoyed that someone of his caliber was interested in her, so she accepted the offer right away. After working together for a while, they grew closer and eventually fell in love. At first, their relationship was normal, but soon things started to go south, and they split up before getting back together. Reunited several times. However, in November 2023, Cassie made a bold move that attracted a lot of attention and finally revealed some very nasty things about Diddy and the true reason for their unstable relationship. Their relationship had been on and off until 2018, when they broke up for the last time. Most people assumed that they were celebrities who simply enjoyed having brief affairs with each other, which is why their seemingly turbulent relationship didn't gain much attention. Diddy allegedly took very tight control over her life and made her do things she didn't want to do. However, one of the most shocking accusations was that he forced her to participate in what he called freak-offs, which were intimate encounters with other men, often escorts who were paid to travel with them and entertain his guests. Diddy allegedly witnessed this abuse, which Cassie claimed occurred from 2007 until she eventually left him in Melbourne. However, Diddy refuted all of Cassie's allegations in late 2008, and surprisingly, the two parties reached a settlement the day after the lawsuit was filed. Unfortunately, the terms of the settlement were not made public. Nevertheless, Cassie's lawsuit seemed to inspire many women to come forward with their horrifying tales of Diddy's abuse, which is why on November 23, 2023, Dickerson, Joy Neal sued Diddy on her own behalf. Joy said that in 1991, following a chain of events that resulted in Diddy's arrest and incarceration, Cassie filed a civil lawsuit against him, alleging that he had physically and sexually abused her during their entire relationship. On November 16th, Cassie filed her case under New York's Adult Survivors Act, a unique law that permits victims of sexual assault to bring legal action against Diddy even after the statute of limitations has passed. According to Cassie, Diddy would often lose. During her winter vacation from Syracuse University College, she said that Diddy offered her illicit drugs during their meal together in Harlem, and then brought her to his house, where she was too weak to fight him to end the argument. Joy said that Diddy had covertly recorded the meeting and even shared the video with others. Diddy denied all of the accusations, but later another woman, Liza Gardner, accused Diddy of assaulting her. According to Liza, she met Diddy in 1991, when she was only a teenager. Following a music event in New York, Liza claimed she was invited to Aaron Hall's apartment and was given alcohol all night. In her lawsuit, Liza claimed that Diddy forced her into intimate acts that left her feeling traumatized and shocked. She also claimed that Aaron Hall only entered the room after Diddy was done with her, which gave additional evidence that Aaron knew exactly what was happening. Diddy denied these claims shortly after. Another troubling lawsuit was filed in December, this time by a woman who wished to remain anonymous, and who claimed that Diddy and Harve Pierre, the former president of Diddy's record label, had abused her. She claimed that in 2003, when she was just 17 years old, Diddy, Pierre, and another man had trafficked and assaulted her. According to her lawsuit, the incident started in Detroit when she met Diddy and Pierre at a lounge. Diddy persuaded her to board a private jet with them to New York City before they left. However, Diddy refuted all of Cassie's allegations in late 2008, and surprisingly, the two parties reached a settlement the day after the lawsuit was filed. Unfortunately, the terms of the settlement were not made public. Nevertheless, Cassie's lawsuit seemed to inspire many women to come forward with their horrifying tales of Diddy's abuse, which is why on November 23, 2023, Dickerson Joy Neal sued Diddy on her own behalf. Joy said that in 1991, during her winter vacation from Syracuse University College of Frome, she said that Diddy offered her illicit drugs during their meal together in Harlem, and then brought her to his house, where she was too weak to fight him to end the argument. Joy said that Diddy had covertly recorded the meeting and even shared the video with others. Diddy denied all of the accusations, but later another woman, Liza Gardner, accused Diddy of assaulting her. According to Liza, she met Diddy in 1991 when she was only a teenager. Following a music event in New York, Liza claimed she was invited to Aaron Hall's apartment and was given alcohol all night. In her lawsuit, Liza claimed that Diddy forced her into intimate acts that left her feeling traumatized and shocked. She also claimed that Aaron Hall only entered the room after Diddy was done with her, which gave additional evidence that Aaron knew exactly what was happening. Diddy denied these claims shortly after. Another troubling lawsuit was filed in December, this time by a woman who wished to remain anonymous and who claimed that Diddy and Harve Pierre, the former president of Diddy's record label, had abused her. She claimed that in 2003, when she was just 17 years old, Diddy, Pierre, and another man had trafficked and assaulted her. According to her lawsuit, the incident started in Detroit when she met Diddy and Pierre at a lounge. Diddy persuaded her to board a private jet with them to New York City before they left. Authorities recently conducted high-profile searches at Diddy allegedly took very tight control over her life and made her do things she didn't want to do. However, one of the most shocking accusations was that he forced her to participate in what he called freak-offs, which were intimate encounters with other men, often escorts who were paid to travel with them and entertain his guests. Diddy allegedly witnessed this abuse, which Cassie claimed occurred from 2007 until she eventually left him in Spit, Diddy's properties in Miami and Los Angeles, backed by a court-issued warrant tied to an ongoing investigation. During this probe, Diddy was stopped at a Miami airport, his mobile phone seized for examination while he was vacationing in the Bahamas. Although he wasn't arrested, his attorney quickly addressed the situation, clarifying that Diddy had fully cooperated with law enforcement. However, the attorney strongly criticized the raid, calling it an unexpected and unjust move, seemingly based on civil lawsuit claims rather than substantial criminal evidence. He underscored that Diddy had not been found guilty of any crimes, asserting his client's innocence. Meanwhile, Brendan Paul, another figure linked to Diddy, was arrested around the same time at a small Miami area airport. Paul's name had surfaced in prior legal complaints, where he was accused of serious offenses. Authorities reported finding suspected cocaine and marijuana edibles in Paul's luggage, which led to coup. Diddy either participated in or was aware of the incident, which allegedly took place just days before Diddy's extravagant New Year's Eve yacht celebration. Grace presented transcriptions of audio recordings in her suit, asserting that they capture her repeatedly telling Christian to stop during the assault. Then in May 2024, a critical piece of video evidence emerged, amplifying the swirling controversies around Sean Diddy Combs. CNN obtained footage from March 2016 showing Diddy physically assaulting Cassie in a Los Angeles hotel hallway, a moment Cassie had detailed in her previous civil suit against him. This video, recorded by hotel security cameras, was soon made public. Responding swiftly, Diddy issued a social media apology, admitting that the behavior seen in the footage was unacceptable and describing it as one of the darkest moments of his life. He acknowledged his deep remorse, disclosing that he had since sought therapy and rehab to confront his issues, expressing shame and regret for his actions happened, and said that he was still disgusted with himself for his behavior. Cassie's lawyer, Meredith Firetog, criticized Diddy's apology and called it insincere and self-serving. She pointed out that Diddy had denied all the allegations when the lawsuit was first filed and only apologized after the actual video evidence proved what happened. Meredith said that his apology was simply a way to save face, now that the truth was out after the video evidence of his abuse was shown to the public by another person. In September 2024, a woman named Dawn Richard, who was a former member of the girl group Danity Kane, also filed a federal lawsuit against him. She claimed that Diddy assaulted and threatened her when she tried to support Cassie during her difficult relationship with him. According to Dawn, Diddy had threatened her life and said that he had the power to make people disappear once again. Diddy's legal team denied the claims and expressed shock and disappointment over the new lawsuit. Diddy's arrest took a dramatic turn on Monday, September 16, 2012, when Sean Combs was actually arrested by federal agents. The arrest was the result of a sealed indictment that had been filed by the Southern District of New York. Federal agents moved quickly to apprehend Diddy, and the details of the charges against him were expected to be made public the following day. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, responded to the news by stating that the charges were unfair and that Sean was determined to prove his innocence. Mark also said that while Sean Combs wasn't a perfect person, he wasn't guilty of the serious criminal charges being. Weeks later, another legal battle emerged, this time involving Diddy's family and reaching far beyond Sean Combs himself. Diddy's son, Christian Combs, was also hit with severe allegations. Grace Omar, who worked on a boat during a late 2022 trip, sued Christian, accusing him of influencing her with illicit drugs and abusing her while they were on board. According to her complaint leveled against him, he explained that Sean fully cooperated with authorities during the investigation and had even moved to New York the previous week in preparation for the legal proceedings. The next day, USA, one of the most shocking claims was that Diddy forced his victims to participate in events he called freak-offs. These were multi-day gatherings that often involved illegal substances and acts of violence. Cassie already mentioned these freak-offs in her earlier civil lawsuit against him. Despite the serious nature of the charges, Diddy's legal team vowed to fight the allegations with everything they had. They repeated that Diddy was innocent, and that they would vigorously contest the charges in court. Diddy's involvement in the death of Tupac, while Diddy was in prison, was a shocking piece of evidence out regarding the death of Tupac. This new evidence stems from the arrest of Dwayne "Keffe D. Davis, who was a key figure in Tupac's death. He was arrested in 2023 and indicted on charges regarding his death. He has been accused of orchestrating the attack, allegedly seeking revenge after an altercation between Tupac and Davis's nephew earlier that night. However, Davis has also made claims suggesting that Diddy offered him $1 million to carry out the hit on both Tupac and Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight. This claim was made during interviews with Las Vegas police in 2009, and, in spite of these accusations, has now come to light again as an important piece of evidence in the current inquiry. Diddy has never faced any charges in relation to the matter. Blige, Mary J, and Diddy. Mary and Diddy have a lengthy and noteworthy history that goes back many years. Their friendship and professional partnership helped shape the sound of R&B in the 1990s. Their relationship started in the early 1990s, before either of them had completely established their careers in the music business and hip-hop, and their relationship have continued to be the subject of interest throughout time. But in order to fully comprehend what Mary just said, we must go back to the early 1990s, when a teenage Mary J Blige was signed to Uptown Records and met Diddy for the first time. Diddy was once known as Puff. At the label where he worked, Daddy was a young, aspirational executive who had a significant, at least 2008. According to him, Diddy used his power and influence to exploit and harm multiple victims, all while working to maintain his public image and hide his criminal activities. The charges against Diddy were serious. He was accused of being involved in a racketeering conspiracy, which means that he allegedly used his business operations to commit crimes such as human trafficking, forced labor kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. An influence on the sound and appearance of Mary's 1992 smash first album, What's the 411, which featured her gritty sound and raw vocals, paired with Diddy's inventive production, which fused hip-hop and R&B to create a new style known as hip-hop soul. Mary has frequently credited Diddy with helping her discover her artistic voice, and their collaboration on the album's hit singles, like Real Love and You Remind Me, solidified their place in the annals of 90s music history. Diddy's work on this album helped launch both Mary's career and his own reputation as a visionary producer. Their professional partnership continued with Mary's second album. He co-produced the 1994 album My Life, which is considered by many to be one of her best works. His impact on the album's style, which was infused with soulful personal them. In interviews, they both said their relationship was based on respect and a love of music, and they acknowledged each other's contributions to each other's success. Diddy has called Mary one of the greatest singers and a trailblazer in the genre, and Mary has frequently praised Diddy for being among the first people in the industry to recognize her talent and help her in the early years of her career. However, many have heard rumors that Diddy was attempting to control her career and, consequently, her personal life. Diddy rose to fame in the early 1990s and gained a reputation as a strong-willed, occasionally controlling individual, especially in his capacity as a producer. Mary has given Diddy credit for assisting her in discovering her own voice and direction. But there have been rumors that his influence came at a cost, specifically his purported ability to dictate every decision she made. Mary was going through a lot of personal difficulties at this time, such as drug abuse and despair, and turbulent partnerships. According to some sources, Diddy placed pressure on her to perform and produce songs that complemented his goals for her career, since he was keen to establish himself as a tycoon and advance his career. Diddy was well known for his rigorous work ethic and high standards, and there are reports that he put Mary under more pressure than she could manage at the time, both physically and mentally. Some people theorize that Diddy could have impacted my life because of Mary's emotional transparency in her songs, a significant impact on her music, image, and personal decisions. The rumors are consistent with despite their public personas as friends and partners, there has long been conjecture that the two had a closer, more personal bond. This belief was stoked by their strong working relationship while her early albums were being produced. Diddy's intense participation in her career and the unadulterated passion in BL's songs sparked allegations that they were intimately linked behind the scenes at the time. Despite their constant praise, neither Mary nor Diddy ever verified these accusations. A larger narrative of how young, vulnerable artists, especially women, can be controlled and exploited by more powerful industry figures as Mary's mentor. Some industry insiders have suggested that Mary may have felt trapped by the pressures to maintain the public image that Diddy helped craft, which was an image of a strong yet vulnerable woman overcoming personal demons that resonated deeply with her fanbase. As Diddy's career developed and his focus shifted to other endeavors, such as Bad Boy Records and his collaborations with artists like the Notorious Big, their relationship seemed to deteriorate. In the mid-1990s, Diddy became one of the most influential figures in hip-hop, while Mary was juggling personal problems and the demands of sustaining her career. There were rumors that she started to feel overshadowed by Diddy's expanding empire. And as he interacted with more artists, there were rumors that she felt abandoned. By the late 1990s, Mary had mostly moved away from Diddy's direct involvement in her music, although they remained connected through their shared history. However, when Diddy was arrested in 2024, rumors about his previous relationships and connections started to resurface, this time revealing a lot more information about his relationship. This was initially caused by her early mentor, but as she gained confidence and experience in the industry, she started to push back against Diddy's influence. To think that she was indeed making a reference to their connection. Now that Diddy's legal battle is still ongoing, many people are eager to see how individuals who were formerly close to him would react. Many have interpreted Mary's recent remarks as a subconscious sign that she is prepared to put her past with Diddy behind her and concentrate on her own development and future aspirations. However, this story doesn't seem to be finished, and more names could soon surface, adding to the scandal that is already rocking Hollywood.